A very good o'clock to all the students. Here I am Amisha ma'am, your grammar teacher. Students, today I am here to start our imperative sentences in narration chapter. Previously we have discussed the assertive sentence, how to form the direct form to indirect form. Moreover, we have already discussed the tense changes in the narration chapter. Now we are going to discuss about the imperative sentence interchanging, right? So, reporting verb say or tell changes into command, order, advice or request in imperative sentence. What imperative sentence actually are? They are the sentence that shows the order or gives the command, request. Okay, so they are being known as imperative sentences. Now, if they are in the reporting verb, if reporting verb contains say or tells or said, so we are going to replace it with command, order, advice in case of say or tell. If said is given, then it will be commanded, it will be ordered, advised or requested. Understood? See, in command, what is going to give? Order must be there, bid, that is bid क्या होता है? बोली लगाना, right? Tell, something is being told in a command way. Second one is prohibition. If it is there, prohibition means directly to say no, forbid, मना कर देना किसी चीज़ का. Advice is there, right? Advice you are saying, or urge, you are urging something, requesting something. Request में desire comes, ask, request. Proposal में if you are keeping something to someone, in front of someone as your suggestion or whatever, then it comes to be as propose. Then entreaty means to pray or to beg in front of someone, right? If these things you see in the direct speech, then you are going to change it as in imperative sentences, like commanded you will use if said is given in reporting verb, and ordered, advised, requested and so on. Second one is the imperative form changes into infinitive form. In imperative form we are going to change into infinitive. Infinitive means what? To plus verb's first form. Okay, third one is that is not commonly used here. We are not going to use that. See, that is not commonly used here. In place of that, what happens? If it is used, if we are using, instead of it, we have to use to, and should is replaced. Should is placed before the imperative. We are going to use to and should, right? Fourth one or the fifth one is the rules of change of pronouns must be observed. See, in direct form it is written here, she said to me, comma inverted commas began. Lend me your book for 2 days. Lend means what? To give. Okay. मुझे अपनी बुक दे दीजिए. तो शी इज़ रिक्वेस्टिंग ना टू लेंड द बुक, देने के लिए, आस्किंग, राइट? तो यू कैन से इन इनडायरेक्ट फॉर्म शी रिक्वेस्टेड, बिकॉज सेड इज यूज्ड हियर बच्चों. तो सेड का पास्ट फॉर्म इज you will add ed into the request, command or whatever is given, right? So she requested me, here that is not coming, so what we will use? To is used, to should be used, okay, before the imperative. Imperative what is here? Lend. So before it what you have to use? To is used. So lend before imperative, imperative is your lend, so we are using to before it, right? She requested me to lend me your book. Me किसको देनी है अब? Now you are indirectly changing it to lend her, because for the she you have to use her, right? To lend her my book for few days. Understood? Second sentence you see, the servant said to the master, pardon my fault sir. Pardon मतलब क्षमा कीजिए. Okay, तो the servant begged. Servant obviously beg करेगा in front of master. Servant begged the master, you can write, or his master. Okay, the servant begged his master to must be used in place of that, to pardon, and pardon is an imperative form, so before imperative you will use to pardon my faults. Now indirectly what you are saying, for the servant na, to servant is, for servant you can write his, to pardon his faults. Understood? Now in imperative sentences बच्चों let is also used. Okay, so if let is in direct speech it expresses, and if let is used in direct speech and if it expresses proposal or suggestion. Okay, तो what we will use? We may use should का use करेंगे हम, and will change the reporting verb to propose या suggest. रिपोर्टिंग वर्ब को हम चेंज कर देंगे या तो प्रपोज में या सजेस्ट में. अगर सेड आ जाएगा तो प्रपोज्ड या सजेस्टेड. ओके, से है तो प्रपोज या सजेस्ट. अंडरस्टूड? सी द एग्जाम्पल, ही सेड टू मी, कॉमा इन्वर्टेड कॉमास बिगिन, let us have some tea. Okay, now what we are going to use here? See, here let is used. ओके, एंड डेफिनेटली इट इज़ अ प्रपोजल, वो सामने प्रस्ताव रख रही है टी के लिए, टी पीने के लिए, राइट। तो डेफिनेटली इफ इट इज़ अ प्रपोजल तो हमको क्या यूज़ करना है, शुड का यूज़ करना है, और रिपोर्टिंग वर्ब चेंज हो जाएगा किससे, प्रपोज से या सजेस्टेड से। तो यहाँ पर वो प्रपोज कर रही है तो यू कैन से ही प्रपोज्ड, सेड टू विल बी रिप्लेस्ड विद प्रपोज्ड। He proposed or suggested, you can use anything, to me that. Now you can use that here in case of let, that we why, because us will be changed with we should must be used, have some tea. Okay, second sentence you see, second rule is if let in direct speech does not express proposal. अगर let direct speech में है लेकिन proposal को express नहीं कर रहा है, we use might या might be allowed. Okay, अगर proposal को express करता है let तो what we will use, should, और रिपोर्टिंग वर्ब में proposed या suggested. लेकिन अगर proposal को express नहीं कर रहा है स्टूडेंट्स let हमारा, तो we will use might या might be allowed. See example, he said comma inverted commas begin, let me have some water. Okay, मुझे थोड़ा पानी चाहिए. तो he wished means उसकी इच्छा है, he wished that he might you have used, he might have some water. Understood? Now let's talk about exclamatory sentences, the changes of exclamatory sentences in our narration. See, first thing is in reporting verb, if say or tell is used, then it will be changed into exclaim, cry out, wish, pray, confess. Okay, but if said is used in place of say or tell, you just make the past form of exclaim, that is exclaimed, cried out, wished, prayed, confessed. Okay, exclamatory form we are replacing or changing with the statement form. Its statement form is used. Exclamation mark is replaced by full stop. Some important interjections if comes in the sentence of direct speech like hurrah, ha, it expresses the joy. So what you will use in indirect speech exclaimed with joy. Okay, if what or oh is there, it expresses surprise, so you will use exclaimed with surprise. If alas is there, to alas expresses sadness or sorrow, so you have to use here exclaimed with sorrow. Now if direct speech, if you could see that she said comma inverted commas began, alas he is dead, full stop, double inverted commas close. In indirect speech you have to interchange it with, since it is the formation of sorrowness, right, sadness is given here, so you have to write here she exclaimed with sorrow or she cried out with sorrow, doesn't matter, anything you can use. She cried out with sorrow or she exclaimed with sorrow, that you have to use because you are going to replace this comma here. That because said is used, you can change the tense here na. If it is present tense, is used, that definitely it is a present tense, you will replace it with the past tense, that he is will be replaced with what, that he was dead. Okay, second one you see, she said comma inverted commas begin, alas he is dead again. So what you will use, acha, this is the repetition. I have shown here in two ways, cried out with sorrow and exclaimed with sorrow. Third one you see, hurrah we have won the match, comma inverted commas close. In it we have already kept our reported speech first here. Shouted the cricket team, the cricket team shouted with hurrah for stands for joy na, so the cricket team shouted with joy, or you can say exclaimed with joy that they, we is replaced with they here pronoun, right. I have already told you they have won will be replaced with had won. But why? Because here it is present perfect tense, it will be replaced with past perfect tense, had won the match. Hope so it is clear to you. Thank you students. To watch it completely to understand the chapter.